Crinkly Whisper, and a few weeks ago I sent out a little message about my plan for my next video on my blog, which I believe is crinklywhisper.tumblr.com, and I said that I was planning on doing a Gallifreyan alphabet tutorial. And Gallifreyan is basically something involved in Doctor Who, the British sci-fi show. And it is the birthplace of the Doctor. So this is the language that people from Gallifrey use. And there are two different kinds of Gallifreyan. I'm going to be doing the circular version, which looks like this. It is not actually a spoken language. It's just a way to write English words or phrases in a really cool way. I got this alphabet from a woman or man named Loren Sherman, and you can Google Gallifreyan, circular Gallifreyan tutorial, and there is actually a program and a PDF file that you can use to see what Gallifreyan looks like. So, the way it works is words or phrases fit into circles, and it goes from the bottom around in a counterclockwise formation. So this goes from here all the way around to here. There are a few catches. You group on vowels after the consonants that go before them. So, for instance, if you wanted to write something that had for instance, an S and then an A, you would write an S. You would write an S, and then attached onto that S would be the A. To give you a little example of how this works, I have already written up the phrase ASMR. So, an A by itself looks like this. Then an S, if you look at the chart, includes a kind of bump in the outer circle, along with 3 lines attached to it. So if you follow, the way you read the chart is you find the letter, and then go out to see what that individual letter looks like. Now, there are many different ways you can write vowels depending on what consonants they're grouped onto. And this is a really good example I found on that same website. So what this is, it is the consonant by itself and then added to a bunch of different letters. So this would be A, B-A, J-A, T-A, and T-H-A. And it's the same with this one. This is E, B-E, J-E, T-E, and T-H-E. There is one other small detail that is worth mentioning, and it is that, if you have not noticed, there is no letter C by itself. So the way that you manage to deal with that is, if it is a hard C sound, like a cat, then you would use a K. And if it is a soft C sound, like change or chain, you use CH, obviously. Now, I'm going to go through this chart using one that I've already written up to show you the basics of writing in Gallifreyan. So like I said, you start with the bottom and work your way around counterclockwise. So our first letter is A, which, as you can see, by itself is just a small circle outside the major circle. Next is an S, which looks like a bump in the circle with 3 lines attached to it. So here we have circle, and then 1, 2, 3. Here we have an M, which, as you can see on the chart, is a circle inside the larger circle with 3 lines attached to that. There are many different ways you can write Gallifreyan. You can take it any way you like, and in this case what I did was I used 1 line to count for both of the letters. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And finally we have an R. If we look on our chart, it is a bump in the circle with 3 dots attached to it. So here we have bump, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's the basic idea of how to write in Gallifreyan. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is on my blog. I was asking people if they were interested to tell me their name, and I would write it in Gallifreyan on this video. So I had 2 takers. I'm going to do those now. So their names were Monica and username deduction, username Pet Monica, and then I had Rory, username deduction. Ask to see what their names look like in Gallifreyan. So, what's cool about Rory is that it is actually the name of a character in the current season of Doctor Who, so I'm going to do that one first. Okay, I'm going to take my big circle here as the start. I'm going to start with a pencil. Okay. So first what we have to do is take a look at the basics of the phrase Rory. So, as I said, if there's a vowel after a consonant, they are grouped together. In this case, for some reason, in Gallifreyan, Y is not counted as a vowel, so we're just going to separate those 2. So the way we're going to do this is R-O, R, and then Y. Now, first thing we have to do is R-O. So as you can see, R is a bump in the circle with 3 dots attached to it. So I'm going to use my gauges here, my little handy dandy tools. I'm going to start with R, bump, 3 dots. And the O attached to that would look just like this one. So I'm going to put a little small circle on the inside of that bump there, on the rim of it, for the O. So there we have R-O. Now for the R, it's very similar again. It is a bump with 3 dots, this time without the smaller circle. I'm just going to get rid of this line here because we don't need it. So there we have R-O-R. Now Y looks like a circle going along the outside of the bigger circle with 2 dots inside of it. So we can do it like so. Try to center it as best as you can. Okay. Oops. Okay, there's the circle. And there we have 2 dots. So this reads R-O-R.